Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the manual of life. So before we proceed ahead, I would like to request all the students kindly hear attentively and make your notes. So in our last session, which was day before yesterday, so we started this new session. It was just beginning that Vedic solutions give us perfect and complete solutions to the problems of life. And modern technology based solutions, they just give us some superficial patch up solution. It's not a complete and perfect solution. So this we discussed day before yesterday, and we took some examples. So now in this session, we are going to discuss what are our real problems of life. So generally, if you ask somebody what are the problems in your life, he will give the list of so many different kinds of problems, which all of you know. In general, different kind of people, they have different kinds of problems. But we have taken this example because all of you are youth, aged between, I think, 15 to 30 years old. So between the youth of this age, they have this kind of problem. Job problem, family problem, money problem, beauty, handsome. I'm not so handsome. I failed in exam. I have no girlfriend, or I lost my girlfriend. All these problems, no physique, no job. So these are the problems of the youth of this age. But actually, if you carefully analyze, these are not the significant problems. These are all insignificant problems. These are not our real problems. Real problems are something else. So now let us discuss what are our real problems of life that is explained in Bhagavad Gita. So first of all, uh, we'll try to understand what are the symptoms of real problems of life. And then you will have to, based on these symptoms, you will have to think over this. A problem can be considered a real problem if it fulfills the following three criteria. Then only it can be considered real problem. The first criteria is it is common to all. So this whatever temporary problems like job problem, this is not a common problem because there are people who have job and also children they don't have job, but still job is not a problem for them. Similarly, other money problem, family problem, it's not common to all. But real problem is one which is common to all. This is the first criterion. Second is nobody wants it. This is second criteria. And third is nobody can avoid it. Any problem which fulfills these three criteria is considered to be real problems of life. Okay, now can any one of you tell us what are those real problems which fulfills all these three criteria? Yes, which is common to all. Nobody wants it and nobody can avoid it. Yes, write in the chat box. Can you guess one problem which is common to all? Nobody wants it, nobody can avoid it. Okay, good. Deaths. Deaths, fear of death. Okay, this is one problem which can be considered real problem of life. What else? Lust is also common to all and nobody wants it. No, there are people who want also a lust. And okay, so next is disease. Diseases. Okay. So this is one of the advantage of having disease. So Mataji is not disease, so she could rightly guess the disease is a problem. which is common to all. Nobody wants it and nobody can avoid it, and death. Okay, these two real problems of life. What else? There are two more which are considered real problems of life. We cannot be young forever. Okay, good, Janvi. You have the right answer. This is third problem, old age. Old age is third real problem of life. And what else? The first one is birth. Very nice. The birth is first real problem of life. And then disease, then old age and death. So in this way, these are actually our real problems of life. That is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darsanam. These four real problems of life. We will be discussing about it. Birth, old age, birth, disease, old age, and death finally. These four problems of life are common to all. Nobody wants it. Nobody can avoid it. Four. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter verse 8 to 12 clearly says, one who can perceive birth, death, old age, and disease as real problems is in knowledge. This is the sign of knowledge. This is real knowledge. A person who is having knowledge is who can perceive birth, death, old age, and disease as real problems of life. And then he can try to find out its solution. So birth. So now question arises, how birth is a problem? How birth can be a problem? Because as soon as a baby takes birth, everyone says happy birthday to you. And every year we celebrate our birthday. Is there anyone who is having birthday today? Yes. Is there anyone here whose birthday today is birthday? No one. Okay, good. Then we can discuss. Otherwise, somebody birth. So birthday. The birth is a problem. Just see this video, you will understand. So how birth is a problem. No, not really. Okay, we'll discuss that. So how birth is a problem? For 9 long months, the human fetus lies crammed within the darkness of the womb. Is it not a problem? If now at present, if now we were to packed in a room, closed room, dark room, even for 9 hours, how much suffering will feel? Suppose take for example, sometimes when you become diseased, you get fever or some other kind of disease, and you are unable to get out of your bed for 2 3 days. How much suffering you feel? First of all, suffering is because of that disease. Another suffering is that you are packed just to you are forced to stay at one place for 2 3 4 days. It's so uh, it gives so much mental irritation, frustration arises because of this. Similarly, this a baby is within the mother's womb for 9 months continuously. How much suffering it is? Completely darkness and is caused by the mother's gastric fire. And time to time, whatever mother eats, pungent or and spicy, whatever. So because of that strongness, fire, the baby, the soft skin of the baby is hurt. This is a problem jolted by sudden movements in a congested womb. The mother walks and sudden movements, the baby is jolted in the congested womb. And hungry worms in the abdominal cavity torment the child. These are all problems of birth. The child passes stool and urine in the same packet. Such obnoxious situation. And then it's very difficult. Please make me host. Bgml support team, please support me so that I can share the screen. Okay, thank you. So in this way, the birth is problem. You are able to hear the voice of this video? Yes?
Yes, Rupa.
Just see how this child is suffering so much within the womb. This is 7th month, the child develops complete consciousness and he is aware of his predicament. He cannot remain still. Time to time, he pushes within the womb. The mother's, when she gets the jerk, she feels happy. Oh, my child is growing. But the child, because of so much frustration, she attacks within the womb. For continuous, especially after 6th, 7th month, for 2 months, the child is in complete consciousness and feels all kinds of suffering. Bitten again and again by the hungry worms. The child suffers terrible agony because of his tenderness. His skin is so soft that he cannot actually tolerate. But still, he has to remain like this, like a bird in a cage, without freedom of movement. The child is tossed downward to take birth during the weeks preceding delivery. The delivery period is also very a suffering condition, both for mother as well as child. It's not so easy thing. The child is, during the time of delivery, the child is pushed with high pressure again and again and is forced to come. There's a great suffering. It is said that the kind of suffering, the kind of this distress or suffering condition a child experiences within the womb, especially after 7th month, 7 months, if the same kind of suffering is given to us, we will die within 3 seconds. The same amount of suffering is given to us now, we will die in 3 seconds. Such a great suffering is there within them. That is why when a child comes out, as soon as he takes birth, what does he do? Everyone claps hand and say happy birthday. But the child says, oh, suffering, it's so much suffering. Child is not happy. The child cries. He comes out and he cries. Suppose if you go inside a room and when you come outside the room after a few hours and you are crying, you are screaming and crying. What does it mean? That means within the room, when you went inside the room, something happened to you which you did not like. That's why you are crying and screaming. And somebody beat you, somebody has given you suffering. That is why. So similarly, when the child is coming out of the womb, he is crying, screaming. That means there is suffering, so much suffering is there. But Maya is so powerful, the person forgets. One more interesting thing is there, which is not mentioned here, but I'll mention. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, Kapil Dev Muni, he says, when he was explaining to his mother Devahuti about the suffering situation of a child within the womb, then Lord Kapila says that the child is, it is such a great disturbing situation. He suffers so much within the womb that those souls who are pious, they intensely pray to the Lord that, my dear Lord, please, please, please get me away, get me out of this suffering situation. I promise you, I will become your devotee. I will not do anything else in this world except your bhajan. As soon as I take birth, I will immediately take one bead bag and start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the promise made by all of us. All of you have made this promise. Why? Because because you are attending these sessions, it is supposed that all of you are pious souls. Otherwise, it's not possible that somebody may get opportunity to hear discourses of Bhagavad Gita. So that means all of you are pious souls. You have performed great austerities, piety, and religious activities in your previous life. That's why you have gotten the opportunity to take birth in India, Bharatvarsh, and that too you are now having the opportunity to hear about Bhagavad Gita. It's not ordinary thing. That means you are all pious souls, and within the womb, uh, you pray to the Lord that when I come out, please release me from this suffering situation. I will become your devotee. But as soon as we come out, what we become? We become, instead of becoming Krishna Das, we become Maya Das, Maya Dasi. Why? Because of so much material attractions, we forget everything. Our relatives come and they say happy birthday, and they give us so much love and care and affection. We become attached to them and we forget. So this is birth is. Next is old age. All of you know old age, how much is a suffering situation. Actually, you cannot know. A person, a youth cannot understand the suffering situation of a old person. Only an old person can understand how much suffering it is. The same old age. This Mataji, she looked so beautiful, attracted the hearts of so many people. But as soon as after 30 years she became old, just see what is the condition. Nobody will like to come near her. And wrinkles on the face, hairs are no more beautiful, and all over the body, suffering is there. There's pain, headache, so many disease conditions. This is all of this. Nobody wants. Let's see this. He became old man. Everyone becomes old man. We want to remain young forever, but very soon we start growing old and our bodies become weak and frail. This is the reality. No one wants to get old. What is the proof? This cosmetic industry is flourishing due to fear of old age. So this cosmetic industry is flourishing. That proves that old age is a big problem. See this. The influence of time. Kala Chakra. How the time influences everyone.
Most people spend their lives wrapped up in rushing to and fro. As time flows quickly by, days, months, and years rush by in the blink of an eye. Yet for some reason, people try to ignore this fact. It is as if they think they will never grow old. Yet the days of youth that they so fondly imagine will never end are really very short. Almost everyone realizes that he will grow old one day. Yet young people always feel that those days are very far off.
Every one of us
They
feel like
refuse to
this.
accept that they will one day be old, weak, and helpless. The two young people in this picture are good-looking, with clean and perfect skins and shining teeth. But there is another important detail. These pictures were taken in 1955. When this picture was taken, these two were most probably not giving any thought to the fact that they would one day grow old. Yet some 50 years or more have now gone by, and nothing remains of the youth and beauty in the picture. Time destroys everything. That is a law of the world.
So this is law of this material world. So due to influence of time, everything gets destroyed over the period of time. But because of the covering of illusory energy Maya, nobody realizes this. Everyone thinks now I am very young man. I can do whatever I want. I can enjoy in whatever way I want. But he doesn't realize that after a few years, just few years, nowadays, as soon as a person crosses age 45, he started experiencing old age. He is no more so energetic, so enthusiastic, and so good looking. This is the problem of old age. The next problem, third problem, is disease. So this is also a great problem. But only a person, when he is in disease condition of life, at that time only he realizes that, oh, this is a great suffering, great problem. But Maya is so powerful. As soon as this illusory energy is so powerful, as soon as you come out of the disease condition of life, you will start thinking, oh, everything is fine, everything is good. So this is a great astonishment, great wonder. The disease, and nowadays so many different kinds of disease are there, which makes the person completely in complete anxiety. We want to always remain healthy, but much against our wish, we encounter various diseases. Sometimes, even if a person is very careful to maintain his body properly, he's following all the proper diet, everything, but still disease comes. It's the law of nature. Actually, this is a great illusion. I don't know whether I should tell or not, but okay, let me tell. No problem. It may create, it may be controversy, but it's a fact. This is a great illusion. People think that if I maintain my body very nicely by exercise, workout, and gym, and following very proper diets and all these things, I will remain always healthy. No, this is the greatest illusion. I will not encounter any disease. This is not a fact. If somebody wants to become free from diseases, then he must make his life pure. This is the only solution. One can remain free from disease. Because we encountered various kinds of disease because of our past sins, because of our improper habits, impure activities, sins, sinful activities of past life, but in this life also. So if we make our life pure, if we live purely, if we eat vegetarian pure things, and if we lead our life purely, do not commit any kind of sinful activity, and take to Krishna consciousness, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So all your past sins will gradually get eradicated. And because this life you are leading very purely, so then you can expect your future to remain free from all kinds of disease. But anyway, so whatever suffering we experience in this life, that is because of our sins performed in the past life. Otherwise, how can you explain that a person who is taking so much care of his body, doing all kinds of exercises, following all the diets, everything, but still he becomes diseased? What is the reason? And there are persons who just normally live their life, perform their duties very nicely, no sinful activity, still they are very nicely, happily they are living. So how will you explain this? Because there are persons in this world who are fabulously rich. They are so rich that not even the oxygen they breathe, that is also tested. You can think like this. So much so they take care of the body. Whatever they eat, everything is tested first. But still they become diseased. What is the reason? Still they find that sometimes it is found that they died because of heart attack, because of cancer, because of so many other kinds of diseases. So what is the reason? Only reason is past sinful activity. So disease is another great problem, a real problem of life. Nobody can avoid it. Why? Because there is no permanent solution to disease. And finally, the fourth problem is death, the ultimate problem. कालेन संयन्ते च नूनं विद्या उपस्थिते दैव योगात् तथा याति कश्चित् वर्तते कदा. Indeed, O Garuna, when the hour of death approaches, then by chance a certain disease raises up its head. At the time of death, that the time of death is already destined, but it happens at that time, some disease will come, and then by chance, certain disease raises up its head and person dies. वैकल्यमिन्द्रियाणां च बलौ जोरासां भवेत् युगपतिश्च कट्कोटिषु गदांसो भवेद्दधि. It is explained in the scriptures, Garud Puran is stated, the organs grow weak, troubles start showing their powers, as if all of a sudden millions of scorpions have stung a person. This is Garud Mahapuran Uttarakhand Dvitiya Sakha Dharma Kanda Preta Kanda chapter 2. At the time of death, a person experiences so much pain as if millions of scorpions have stung. If just one scorpion bites somebody, the pain is so much. So millions of scorpions, if they bite all together, so much pain will be there. So immediately the soul, the person cannot tolerate so much pain. That's why he immediately leaves the body. Otherwise, attachment for the body is so much that nobody wants to leave the body. But this is the process, how a person is forced to leave the body. This is the process. Otherwise, he will not leave. If that is so much disease, so much pain is not given to the soul, to the body, the person, he will never leave the body because he's so much attached to the body. And using this body, he has made so many things, and so many flats and so many properties, so many children, grandchildren. So all of these things, because of all of these things, so much attachment has been created within the heart. So it's not at all possible to leave the body. Then there must be some force. So much pain is given so that he will immediately leave the body. But for a devotee, this is not the case. A devotee is not required to get so much pain because devotee is completely unattached. He is not at all attached to the body. For him, body is just like a vehicle, machine, a dress. Okay, this dress is no more useful now for me to practice Krishna Bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So, okay, if Krishna wants me to give another good body, so let me accept another nice body, nice machine, nice dress, so that I can serve Krishna nicely. So he immediately leaves the body. And it is said that the death for a devotee is like going to sleep. Just like every day, night we go to sleep and morning we get up. So similarly, death for a devotee is like as he goes to sleep and in the morning he gets up and from another womb of a mother and he takes birth. This it is so smooth for a devotee. For those kind of devotee who could not complete their Krishna consciousness in this life, they take birth like this. And those devotees who have completed their Krishna consciousness become completely freed from all kinds of material desires and have completely developed full Krishna consciousness, love for Krishna. Then for them there is no rebirth. They immediately leave the body and go back to the spiritual world, back to God. But for those who are non-devotees, especially those who are very, very sinful person, the more a person has performed sinful activities in this life, the more she suffers at the time of death. This is a fact. We have seen so many devotees, they just leave the body without any suffering. Morning they were just walking, doing some services, and afternoon they just left their body and went either back to home, back to Godhead, or they will achieve some other body. But those who are non-devotees, they are seen sometimes they get so much heavy suffering from at least for 1, 2, 3 months. They have to undergo so much suffering, and after death, then Yamaraj is waiting for them. They will enter into the court of Yamaraj, and all the Hisab Kitab will be done. So in that disease condition, the dying person's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within, and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty in breathing, and there is a rattling sound within his throat. Thus, he dies most pathetically. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Kapil Dev explains this. If somebody is interested to know more about this, they can refer to third canto, chapter number 30. This is from verse 16, 17, 18. But you can read the entire chapter number 30. You will get the information. How, of course, this suffering of birth and suffering of death is explained there. But anyway, in this way, death is such a biggest problem. So these are four real problems of life. So today we discussed about four real problems of life. But somebody may say that, okay, we have these four real problems of life. Now we have taken birth, and old age is too far. Death, nobody knows when it comes. And now I am very healthy, no disease. So why should I bother so much? I am feeling very comfortable right now. So let me enjoy life. No, no, Baba. There are three more problems. Just wait and watch. Wait and hear. So tomorrow we will be hearing about. There are three more miserable situations apart from the four real problems of life, which makes us suffer in this material. So with this, we'll stop here. And I'll just make a short comment over today's session that our purpose is not to discourage you, not to frighten you, not to make you fearful of this by explaining all in detail this suffering situation of life. But our purpose is to make you aware of the reality of our life so that we may become alert and active, and we may start preparing how to tackle with these real problems of life. So there is much more positivity in Krishna consciousness, which is awaiting to you when we will actually start learning Bhagavad Gita. But before entering into the blissful life of Krishna consciousness, we require to know the suffering situation of our present life. That's why we have tried to present this. So don't mind it, accept this, and try to make a solution, proper solution of the life. Okay, thank you very much, Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, you can ask. You will get. Anand Parkoj is writing. It's the first and last time when mom laugh when her son or daughter dies afterwards. So the child, the baby who was taken birth, he cries and he screams because of so much suffering, and rest of the relatives they laugh. They enjoy seeing the child is crying. They say, "Oh, very nice, child is crying." Just see. So from the beginning of our birth, this is the principle. When you cry, others will become happy. And when you will become happy after joining Krishna consciousness, others will cry for you. Good observation. Okay, yes, any question? So if we are just the soul, so why we have to worry about the four problems of life? Yeah, very nice question. Actually, we don't have to worry about all these four problems of life. If we can just accept that we are a spirit soul and our only duty is to serve Krishna, that's all. Then there is no need to worry about all these problems of life. But the problem is that right now we are in bodily conscious of life. We are in bodily consciousness. We have forgotten that we are soul. And because of this bodily consciousness, because of thinking ourselves to be body, and the way we are leading our life, that is giving so much suffering to us. In order to relieve us from this suffering situation of life, there is a great need to explain to us that there are these four kinds of problems of life are there. But if one day if you can accept Krishna consciousness, if you can become great devotee, pure devotee of Krishna, then there is no problem. For a pure devotee of Krishna, there is no suffering of birth, death, old age, and disease. Rather, he is ready to take birth again and again, ready to die again and again for the service of Krishna consciousness, and still he remains completely blissful. That is the uh, beauty of Krishna consciousness. But for us, it's required. Okay. So, how to get rid of from this problem? Okay, good question. So this will cover in the upcoming sessions how we can get rid of this real problems of life. जो कृष्ण के डिवोटी होते हैं उनके लिए लाइफ का लास्ट मीन्स कैसे होता है that I have already explained. Those who are Krishna's devotees, so even if they have not completed their Krishna consciousness, their bhakti devotion service, they have not become pure devotees of Krishna. Still, Krishna is very merciful. When they die, they don't experience so much pain as the non-devotees they experience when they die. So Krishna devotee, when he dies, it's exactly like going to sleep and getting, when he gets up in the morning, it's like taking birth again. That's why Krishna devotee, in all situations, it's a good for him. Yes, any other question? Shruti Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी मेरा सवाल था जैसे अभी ह्यूमन लाइफ हमारा चल रहा है तो इसमें हमारी भक्ति आधी ही हो गई तो नेक्स्ट जो हमारा लाइफ होगा
No
उसमें हम
problem.
लोग भक्ति कैसे करेंगे?
Next life. Next life, you'll again take birth as a human being. And again, Krishna will arrange for you some devotee association. And you can practice Krishna consciousness again. Rather, in this life, if you have the very fact that you have accepted Krishna Bhakti, proves that in your previous life, you were a devotee. You practiced Krishna consciousness. You chanted some rounds, but you were not so serious. That is why you could not finish in your last life. So again, you got the birth. And again, you have been given the wonderful chance to practice Krishna consciousness. So in this life, complete your complete Krishna consciousness and go back to the God. That's all. Okay. So what happened to your soul after death? My soul. Oh, my soul has again come to this body after death. In my previous life, after that, my previous death, my soul or I have accepted this new body, using which I am practicing Krishna consciousness. So there is no loss, no problem. Soul is never lost. So what should we do to go back to Godhead? Janvi has asked this question. Very nice question. So the simplest solution is Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you remember me at the time of death, if you can have just a complete attachment for me, then you will achieve me. There is no doubt about it. Right now, we have so much attachment for other things of this world. So, if by the process of following devotional principles, we can shift our attachment to only for Krishna, then we can go back and back to God in this very well. Okay, so time is now up. We'll stop. The next question is, what if you forget to do bhakti in next life? No problem. You will not forget. Krishna is very merciful. Krishna will again and again come on your way to remind you, my dear Karuna Mataji. He may not say Mataji. I'm saying. So, my dear Karuna, I'm showing Karuna to you to become my devotee. So he will bring again and again, he will make you come in the association of some devotees and they will teach you. And again, you will practice Krishna consciousness till the time you complete. If not in this life, then in upcoming lives. And as soon as your Krishna consciousness is complete, you can go back to God. There is no loss. हम हमारे अंतिम क्षण में कृष्ण को याद न कर पाए तब क्या होगा? So Krishna will remember you and Krishna will make arrangement for you. In the next birth, he will give you another birth so that you can practice again and become perfect so that you can remember Krishna at the time of death. So if we are not going to remember Krishna at the time of death, Krishna will remember us and Krishna will give us further again, second chance, third chance, fourth chance, till the time we make our life perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare.